Hello, I thought I'd just make a quick video on some things that I have been reading about lately, just to kind of share with you guys related to mental health and all of that, because some of you may be following me just for thoughts on mental health. So I was reading a little bit about cognitive distortions, and this is kind of a part of cognitive behavioral therapy, and it's basically this belief that we have these negative thoughts about our world and about ourselves that are irrational, and they occur automatically. We don't even realize they're happening, and it can affect our mood. It can cause you to feel down and depressed when you have like a negative thought that pops up in your mind. For instance, if you're going out in public and you see another woman and you're like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty, I could never look like that. And then it makes you feel like you're unattractive because you don't look like this other person. And so that would be a cognitive distortion, just like a negative thought that you think of that causes you to feel bad. So one of the cognitive distortions that really was standing out to me that I was reading about was labeling and mislabeling. And so basically, this is like an extreme form of overgeneralization, which is another form of cognitive distortion, in which, one thing happens, one bad thing happens, and then you overgeneralize it to everything. So maybe one time a bird poops on your car, and then you think, oh my gosh, every time I leave the house, a bird poops on my car. And it's like, no, that's not really what happens, but you just think that for some reason, or something bad happens and you're like, this always happens to me, and really that's not really the case in reality. But labeling is when you apply that to yourself or to someone else. So if you make a mistake and then you say, oh my gosh, I'm such a loser, or if you're around somebody else and they do things that maybe you don't like, and so then you label that person as, oh, they're so lazy, or oh, they're so annoying, or oh, they're such a bad person. And by doing that, you are assigning this role to this person. So no matter what they do, you're going to feel a certain type of way about them. And then if they do anything that validates what you think about them, it just makes that belief even stronger. And so that is incorrect, though, because nobody is really all one thing. Nobody is always all bad. Nobody's always all good. And so it just really creates like this hostility between you and that other person. And I don't know, that just stood out to me because I feel like sometimes we do that. We just label people like, oh, this person is bad. But really, there really aren't any like all bad people. Maybe some of their behaviors are bad, but there aren't like all bad people. And I don't know, that really just helped me for some reason. It made me realize, like, to give people kind of the benefit of the doubt. Don't just write people off. Don't label them based on a couple of things that they've done. Give people a chance. Give them a second chance. They're not all bad. And that's a cognitive distortion, like in your mind, that you think that this person is all bad. And it's like, that's not true. This person is not just these couple of bad behaviors that they have displayed. Like, I'm sure there's some other good things about them too. And so, I don't know, that just really spoke to me and kind of gave me like an epiphany. Because sometimes you feel like people can be all one thing or all something else, and it just really helped me to think about my interactions with other people in a different way, and to not react so strongly if somebody behaves in a way that maybe you don't agree with. But it doesn't mean that that person is just like a horrible person. Yeah. And the same thing for you. If you feel like you do things here and there that you don't really like about yourself, but that's not all that you are, just because you have trouble doing one thing, but I'm sure you're good at something else. So yeah. I just thought I would share that. And if you want to learn more, I would suggest, kind of reading up on cognitive distortions and learning more about that, because there are several other ones as well. And it can be really enlightening, because you don't even realize that you think this way, and that it is harming you, you know, and causing you to feel depressed. But yeah, so I just wanted to make this quick video. And yeah, if you have any other questions or comments, you can leave it in the comments, and see you in the next one. Peace.